Alright guys, today we're checking out the Luckeep M5 Max. So on first glance, this is a really interesting looking moped style fat tire e-bike. Really never seen a frame like this before. Has a very futuristic aesthetic, nice sharp angles, wide open space over here. Battery is somewhat hidden in this part of the frame. And then obviously you have the really unique saddle seat, you know, the swing arm. Yeah, it definitely catches your eye. Alright, so let's go through all the features. So the first thing you'll notice are these 20 by 4 inch fat tires. These are CST big boat fat tires. Definitely got the street tread. You also got the brown sidewalls. We have a front suspension fork. I don't think there's any adjustments on it though. Integrated front fender, integrated front headlight, very popular with these moped style e-bikes. Up top we have some controls over here. Headlight, signals left and right, so hit the left and then you can kind of see it back here. It's really dim, not as bright as I thought it would be. And then you also get the brake functionality. When you squeeze it, it gets brighter. You also have the horn, center mounted color LCD display. You also got the Shimano 7-speed shifter and a right hand full twist throttle. So this is my favorite feature here. Not a half twist, not a thumb throttle, full twist. You also get this NFC card. So when you turn the bike on, you're going to get this NFC blinking logo right there. So you take the card, swipe it, and then you get access. One other thing that we did was we changed the speed limit. So to do that, hold down the top and bottom buttons and you're going to get into the P settings. You scroll up to P08. That's where you could change it. So I believe this was maybe at like 35 or something like that. We did try to put it at 100, but it didn't actually unlock it to its full speed. So we put it down to 75 and now it goes, I think, about 35 miles per hour. So that's how you change it. You hold down plus and minus again to save, and then you're back to the dashboard. So for the brakes, we have these K-Tet hydraulic disc brakes. And then now let's access the battery. You get a key to open up this lid over here. Pop the lid up. And this is where you have access to the battery to charge it, right? To pull it out, remove it. So pretty unique, you know. This battery is pretty similar to other designs we've seen in other bikes, but I do like how it's drop in and then it has a lid that swings up. So really great for protecting the battery when it's raining, things like that, and also securing it when you have it parked. So for the battery, we have a 52 volt, 20 amp hour battery. So that's how this bike is able to get up to 35 miles per hour. Back here, we have a pretty wide and very comfortable saddle seat. Got a little bit of a hump over here to keep you locked in on the ride. For me as a short rider, my inseam is about 30 inches. So this would actually fit me pretty well. Maybe I can't quite flat foot the bike, but you know, it's low enough, I think, to accommodate most riders. If you're taller, obviously, you'd probably sit a little bit further back. You got these mounting points over here, so maybe there's a way to add a rear rack, dual rear suspension shocks, and yeah, you could actually adjust the preload up here. Integrated rear fender, and you also get the storage basket right on the bottom of the frame. So pretty convenient. It's kind of low, so if you put anything in here, you want to make sure you strap it down somehow, but it's nice that they include this. Here's a look at the rear derailleur, and power-wise, we have a 1500 watt rated, 2000 watt peak rear hub motor, and the total weight is 102 pounds. So now that we've gone over all the features, let's take it out for its first ride. Here we go.
She's still pulling 35 mile an hour. I think this is about all she has though. Let's see what happens when we go downhill here. All right, now we're about topping out, about 35. That's pretty much all she's got. 36 though downhill. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. 3, 2, 1. Mind you, this is uphill. Pretty decent grade. Bumpy road. Not bad. Pretty good so far, about 20 mile an hour. Definitely went down a lot of percentage this time. Using a lot more juice to hit those higher speeds. good. This thing can maintain about 30 mile an hour, you know, on a reasonably flat road. Still a little uphill. But yeah, I mean, it's just so comfortable with the suspension and everything. There's really no complaints with this bike, other than I think it could use some better tires. But other than that, really solid.
Okay, first ride with the Luckeep M5 Max. So I'm a short rider, inseam is about 30 inches, so this is what I look like. Can't quite flat foot the bike, but it's not too high, so pretty comfortable. Suspension feels good. We're on pedal assist level 1. We did unlock the bike, no throttle. And the sensor is calibrated to just instant torque, not much of a ramp up, it's just boom. Just right into it. There we go. But you know, once you get that initial pedal, you know, which feels pretty strong, now it feels just a little bit more mild. So maybe it's just that initial pedal that the sensor kicks in. So yeah, pedal assist level 1, no throttle. Not bad. It's a little bit, you know, underpowered for the weight of this bike. Oh, so like when you slow down a little bit, and then you engage the sensor. I don't know, it's trying to predict when it kind of like really kicks in. So I'm slowing down now, right? And then I pedal, and here, yeah. So I think if you, you know, if it's not constant, it'll sort of like reset itself and give you a little bit of a kick. All right, pedal assist level 2, still no throttle, just pedaling, but I feel like I'm gonna definitely need the throttle once I hit pedal assist level 3, because it is outputting so much power that it is kind of hard to just calibrate with my legs. That's just a few pedaling revolutions and I'm like taking off, right? So the tune is really meant for, you know, straightaways, like lots of road, but kind of maneuvering in this small area, it's just it's probably a little bit too much. And this is just pedal assist level 2. Okay, let's just go to 4. Still no throttle, and yeah, way more power off the line. Okay, now I'm gonna have to use the throttle just to calibrate it a little bit more. But even then, just so much right off the line. On the streets, riding with traffic, this is kind of perfect. Going off-road here, no problem. Suspension is surprisingly comfortable. Yeah, suspension is actually really good, all things considered. Okay, now I'm getting the hang of it. Let's bump it up to pedal assist level 5 now. All throttle, a little bit of a delay. You'll notice it's like 1, 2, 1, 2. But you know, that's fine. Yeah, easy to maneuver. It's a little bit squirrely. I think the wide tires they got to do a little bit of counter steering. Brakes, feel the brakes. Brakes are pretty strong. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like the brakes. Now I'm getting the hang of this thing. Off-road, yeah, it's like surprisingly good off-road. I like it. All right, one more brake test. Here we go. Yeah, not bad. Back to pedal assist level 1. Nice leisurely pace here. Give it a little throttle. Let's bump it up to 5 and just get a little bit more speed in this little parking lot. Using some throttle. So what I noticed is there's just a little bit of a delay on that pedal assist. I'm not sure why it does that, but it's kind of hard to predict when it kicks in. Sometimes it's sudden, sometimes there's a slight delay, but I think it really depends on your speed. So I think if you're coasting at a higher top speed, it kicks right in. If you're at a lower speed, it takes a little bit of a delay for whatever reason. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of averaging about 22 miles per hour here. And it's just kind of coasting, right? I can kind of let off the throttle and the pedal assist for a little bit, and it kind of stays at about 22, 23. And I think this is really where the bike shines at this speed. Like I said, if you're kind of like maneuvering tight corners, if you're going really slow, it's a little bit harder to control. So just keep that in mind. We could try it off-road. Let's go up this hill. Gather up some speed here. Go up the hill. Oh! All right, so a little bit rough riding on the grass, but it's not too bad. Got to stay away from the geese. Don't freak them out. Go pop back down. Off the curb. Not a problem. Yeah, the suspension is actually pretty decent, to be honest. It's not bad. Especially for how jacked up this parking lot is. It's doing a pretty good job. So if you're traveling like at an average of 20 to 25 miles per hour, it's kind of the perfect bike. If your commute is, less than that, or if your riding style is more in the, 10 to 15 mile per hour range, I think it might be a little bit harder to modulate, but overall, pretty decent ride. Love the suspension, love the look of it. Very unique fat tire moped style e-bike out in the market right now.
So let's recap the specs. The Luckeep M5 Max is an all-terrain, fat tire e-bike with a futuristic design. It comes with a front headlight, turn signals, and a tail light with brake response for added visibility. Security is handled with NFC card access and a center-mounted color LCD display that shows your speed, distance, and battery life. The bike weighs about 102 pounds, giving it a solid, stable feel on the road. For performance, the M5 Max runs a 1,500-watt rear hub motor that peaks at 2,000 watts and is paired with a 52-volt, 20-amp-hour removable battery. We were able to hit a top speed of about 35 miles per hour, and Luckeep claims up to 80 miles of range. Depending on terrain, rider weight, and assist level, you get 5 pedal assist modes, a 7-speed drivetrain, and a full twist throttle. Comfort comes from an inverted front suspension fork, dual rear shocks, and a wide moped-style seat, while hydraulic disc brakes and 20x4-inch street tires round out the build.
Okay, first impressions with the Luckeep M5 Max. Pretty cool bike. Definitely meant probably for intermediate riders, I think. The throttle tune or the power tune is really strong. It's not a smooth curve, basically, especially when you're pedaling. 1 or 2 revolutions and I was already across the court. That's good for when you're riding on the street or when you want to keep up with traffic or if you have a long straightaway. But if you're trying to like maneuver around tight corners, if you're like in the bike lanes and you're riding with pedestrians and people walking their pets, it's really strong. It's hard to like go slow unless you're on pedal assist level 1 or if you're just kind of throttling. The looks of this thing is what really drew me to this bike. I mean, it looks so unique. Obviously kind of a moped style fat tire e-bike, but the frame definitely has kind of a futuristic look to it. I love how it's open right here, a little basket. It looks unlike anything that's out. The saddle seat was good. I really like the suspension. Even just riding it on this grass, it was pretty comfortable. I was surprised at that because it really looks like it's meant for, pavement movement and riding in the streets. The brakes were really strong. Full confidence with the brakes. I love that it's a full twist throttle. It's not a half twist. So that's not very common with these types of bikes. I think for the weight of these moped style fat tire e-bikes, 52 volts should be the standard, or at least the baseline. 60 volts even better, but 52 volts feels like just, a good compromise between traditional low powered e-bike and then something that can ride in the streets. And if you wanted to mod this thing, you probably could. Definitely seems like easy enough to mod. A lot of space for upgrading the battery, new controller, whatever you want to do.
So here's what we like. The Luckeep M5 Max has plenty of power off the line, the suspension setup makes it a really comfortable ride, and the 52-volt system works well for keeping up with traffic. But here's some things to consider. The controller tune can feel unpredictable and a little too strong at low speeds. The rear hub motor is loud and noticeable, and taller riders may find the frame too small. So what do you think of the Luckeep M5 Max fat tire electric bike? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.